Are you looking to get into more professional looking video or photography? If so, then you absolutely need this great budget lens. What's up guys, Brady here, and today we are going to be taking a look at one of my favorite budget lenses all around for videography and photography, and that is the Canon 50mm f1.8 STM. Whew, that's a mouthful. And in order to condense this info, I will be going over 5 reasons that you should buy this lens. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first reason that you want to pick up this lens is the wide open f1.8 aperture. With such a wide open aperture, the depth of field in your image is much more narrow, which means while it may not be the best for something like landscape photography, it makes a great budget portrait lens. Which leads to number 4. The 50mm is an excellent budget portrait lens. This narrow depth of field due to the wider aperture increases the contrast between the subject in the foreground and background, which is accentuated through the blur in the background. So the principle behind this is actually quite simple. The more wide open your aperture is, the more narrow the depth of field is, and in turn the more blur or bokeh there is in your image. So as a portrait lens, the 50mm does not disappoint. And coming in at number 3, we have the film look. So these days it seems like everyone who does video is trying to emulate what they see on the big screen on the small screen. So while it's kind of hard to put into words just what the film look is, basically everyone wants their image to look more cinematic. And the 50mm certainly delivers this, with a near silent STM focus motor, and a more narrow depth of field paired with a really tight focal length really does force you to think about your shot composition beforehand. And when you do so, the results are quite rewarding. And coming in at number 2, we have low light. The wide open f1.8 aperture of the 50mm not only adds more blur, but also resultingly lets in more light. Photos and videos with the aperture set open to f1.8 give you more light to work with, and allow you to keep things like your ISO sensitivity low and your shutter speed faster, which all work together to make your image more detailed, crisp, and noise-free. So the 50mm is great for shooting in low light, whether it's for video or photography. And the number 1 reason you should pick up the famed Canon Nifty 50 is the low price. With numerous camera companies selling competitor 50mm lenses with prices starting at around $250, and it only gets much more expensive from there. Trust me on that one. It's absolutely refreshing on both the mind and the wallet to see Canon selling the 50mm f1.8 STM at a starting price of only $125 on Amazon, with Prime shipping. Also considering the fact that this is actually a full frame lens by nature, so it will work with pretty much any Canon camera with a standard EF or EFS mount, the Canon 50mm f1.8 STM offers a great value to price proposition, and thus is at the top of my list when looking at buying one of your first lenses. So if you're looking to pick one of these up for yourself, I will be leaving this linked in the description down below with the best possible price with Prime shipping from Amazon. And if you're looking to move up from something like a standard kit lens, this will definitely not disappoint. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Did you enjoy this video? Did you find it helpful? Leave a like down below and let me know. Are you looking at picking up a Canon Nifty 50 for yourself? Or do you even already own one? Leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts on this lens are. Also consider sharing this video with anyone who might find it helpful. And if you'd like to hear more from me, definitely consider subscribing below and hitting that bell notification icon next to it so you can always be in the know when I upload new videos. And as always, see you in the next one. Bokeh, 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 bokeh. I can finally pronounce it properly. Bokeh.